The Cycle Frontier has had a very rough first few months as a brand new game, but it's slowly starting to turn itself around starting Season 3 on March 29th. This free-to-play high-risk extraction looter shooter took the market over by storm. We had some huge creators playing the game in the beginning, like Dr. Disrespect, It's Timmy, Shroud, and many other big creators that fell in love with the game. Sadly, Season 1 was overrun by cheaters, and it was on a downward spiral until now. A Tarkov YouTuber named Go recently released a video on the cheating situation in Escape from Tarkov, which is another high-risk extraction-based looter shooter. In this video, he used cheats to find out who is actually cheating in his lobbies, since Battlestate Games, the creators of Tarkov, didn't want to tell you. I'll link that video down below because it was one of the best videos I've seen made in quite some time. A few days after that video blew up, he released another video on how to tackle the cheater problem. And in this video, he interviewed the developers from the Cycle Frontier, as this game has made an extremely impressive U-turn on the cheater situation in the game. When the game fully released on June 8th, 2022, it absolutely blew up with 40,000 plus concurrent players playing at the same time. But for a brand new free-to-play extraction looter shooter, there was going to be some issues coming along with it. The game lost players rapidly because cheaters came out of the woodworks, dominating every single lobby you went into. And with this big spike in cheaters, there was a huge drop in content creators for the game and players in the game. With a problem this big in the game, people thought that they would just toss it to the side and let the game rot, but it was actually the complete opposite. This right here is Toast. He's the community manager for the anti-cheat team in the Cycle Frontier, and he and his team have put insane efforts in trying to block cheaters from destroying this game, and in my opinion, they've done the best job out of anyone in the whole gaming industry. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. This guy's full of shit. How does a game that was overrun by cheaters in Season 1 make a complete U-turn one season later? Season 2 of the Cycle released, and it was like God sent down his angels and said, "Repel thy cheaters, be gone," and it was a shocking turn of events. Season 2 came with a lot of different ways to combat cheaters. There was a trusted system queue, which made it so people can't just keep spam making new accounts, and the people that do make brand new accounts all the time are going to be put in a different queue. Cheater compensation also got added, so when you died to a cheater, you'd actually get your stuff back once they were banned. There were many more ways that they added to repel cheaters, but these were the main two methods that they used to try to prevent as many cheaters as possible. The difference in the cheating problem from Season 1 to Season 2 was almost like a 1000% reduction in terms of cheaters. Now that the cheating issue in the Cycle Frontier was turned down by a mile, there was still a lot of controversy for what state the game was actually in. When the Cycle Frontier released, it was a wipe-based, high-risk extraction looter shooter that's free to play. But in Season 3, which releases in March 29th, it's going to be in sense a brand new experience for most players. A wipe is a mandatory process that makes all your stuff go back to zero and resets almost everything you own and grinded for in that time. Wipes usually come with some form of content update, but they make it very hard for the casual gamer to actually enjoy their experience and get to that end game action. One issue with wipes is that if a wipe is coming in the next month or two, people are like, why bother playing? It's all going to reset. I'll just stop playing and wait. There was an article published by Tech Republic that stated that casual gamers on average only play 8 hours and 27 minutes per week of video game time. That equates to 1 hour and 12 minutes of gaming per day, and if you play a game with a wipe system, that's not enough time. Now, why does me telling you that statistic help you in any way? For Escape from Tarkov, it's usually a 6-month timer where it resets every 6 months or so. So you have 6 months to get as far as possible in that game, and then you lose it all, and you have to do it all over again. The Cycle Frontier was also on a system like this, which was on a 4-month timer, which you only had those 4 months to complete as much content as possible, and then you're out of luck. Since the gaming market is made of such a large proportion of casual gamers, wipes make it so they don't want to sink their time into a game, because at the end of the day, nothing you grind for has any value, since it's going to be gone in the next month or two. This system also doesn't allow a good majority of the player base to get to that end game activity. Cycle Frontier has some very exciting end game activities, including the oil beacon, the laser drill, and the dungeon. And these events are made for the people that have completed all their tasks for their respected factions. But let me give you a quick rundown if you don't exactly know what I'm talking about. The laser drill is a massive drill that you call down from space, and basically you run on the drill and have to go through waves of collecting these Ledium materials. And once you collect all of the Ledium that the drill can give you, you have a certain amount of time to run off the drill, and all while collecting all of these materials, you have to defend the drill from other prospectors, and then you have to run off and evacuate to make sure you actually sustain all of the resources you just grinded for. Oil beacons are these other beacons that you call down from space as well, and they pump out oil from certain oil nodes all over the map, and basically you collect these oil canisters, and you also want to protect them from other prospectors going around the planet, and then you have to evac with them in safety in order to even keep them. Also, there's something called a dungeon, which is a big red laser that you call down to carve carve a hole in the planet, and basically you jump down and have to fight your way through 4 different rooms full of different PvE creatures, while also protecting yourself from being countered from other prospectors, because if you're in a room fighting mobs, you could also be chased down by other players behind you. So your goal is to go through the rooms as quickly as possible, kill the Alpha Crusher at the end, and then evac with all of those goodies. These endgame events can make some very fun times for most players, but in order to have those fun times, you have to actually reach them. On my time on the planet, I've encountered a plethora of people that had no idea what a laser drill was, what a dungeon was, or even what an oil was, because they're casual gamers and they don't have the time to sink in per wipe in order to even try these endgame activities. This is why the Cycle Frontier is taking a massive leap in Season 3, and it's transitioning into an opt-in only wipe system. This means that there's going to be no more mandatory wipes where you're forced to wipe and you have absolutely no choice. This is going to be a system where you have to choose yourself to wipe your account. Now, we don't know how this is going to work, but this can make for some very juicy gameplay in the future. Now, this also gives the chance to the casual player to get to those endgame activities and try out all the game has to offer. Now, in Season 3, with the opt-in wipe system that's coming, we're also getting free loadout runs where the factions sponsor you and you get your opportunity to use a loadout which comes at no cost to you, and if you evac off the planet, you get to actually keep that loadout. We're also getting a brand new creature called the Howler, which is a flying PvE mob boss that will definitely stir up the planet and make some fights feel very, very exciting, and also make for some very frightful interactions on the planet. Many more additions are coming to the game in the form of an endgame quest line. You have new key cards being introduced into the game. You have new versions of weapons like Mark 1 and Mark 2 weapons, and you have a plethora of brand new ammo types coming to the game. All those videos will be linked down below if you want to go watch those on their own. But the Cycle Frontier is here to stay, and I hope to see you on the planet on March 29th for Season 3 of the Cycle Frontier. And if you can't play, make sure to watch me on Twitch because I stream almost every day, and make sure to subscribe to me on YouTube because I've been uploading every other day for around the last 9 months. So make sure you like and share the video to get this video to as many people as possible, and I'll see you later. Peace.